and welcome to Comics and More R&R. I'm one of the hosts, Matt. Got the other one right here.
I'm Brian.
We figured we'd do this. This is kind of a test. We'll just tell a little bit about each of us to give you guys a little idea of who we are and what we collect and what we like. And then the main show will start with the next episode. This will kind of be I suppose this could be our zero.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be our zero. All right. Well, I'm Matt Brandel. I've been collecting since about 1978. Started with the comic book Star Wars. My mom got me the 3-pack of the movie adaptation. I think she got me the last half first, so I got 4, 5, and 6, and it was right after the movie, so I was tickled to death. I was like, oh my god, there's a comic book about this. That's awesome. And we had to travel 24 miles, I think it was, from where we lived in Livingston, Montana to Bozeman, Montana, that had the Kmart, and that's where we got, most of our stuff from. And the next time we went to Kmart, and I bugged them all the time. Are we going to Kmart? Are we going back to Kmart? Can we go back to Kmart? And finally we went, and I found the 3-pack of the first ones. And then I actually found the 3-pack with 7, 8, and 9. And that's when I really freaked out, because it was like, oh my god, there's stories after the movie? And pretty much after that, I was hooked. My first Star Wars off the rack was Star Wars 11. And Mom said, well, get one for your brother. So I got him Godzilla number 4. And he just didn't care. He's a toy collector. And I said, okay, well, then I'm keeping it. And after those two, saw all the ads for other comics, Spider-Man and all that stuff. It's like, oh, well, that looks kind of neat. So I'm a Marvel fan first. I bought mostly Marvel. And after getting every Marvel that I could find, I kind of looked and said, oh, well, here's Superman and Batman. Those look kind of neat. I got Jonah Hex and Warlord were about the first ones I got from DC. And then that expanded into all the rest of all of DC. And been pretty much collecting almost everything since. Times I went and didn't get stuff, so there's gaps here and there of a few things, but it's all lesser titles that aren't really anything to, it's just a matter of coming across them, and they're not going to be expensive. I'm big into Star Wars. I really like movies. We'll be touching on movies. The R&R in our name will be rants and raves, reviews and rants. It'll always be something R, so it'll bounce around a little bit. I've owned a comic book store a couple of times. Really enjoy it, but the first time I had a comic book store, there were 2 others in town, and that was just too many for the little town we were in. So I gave up then, and then this last time ended up selling the store. And I started up an art gallery and art studio with a friend that I met at the comic book store, Tony Onesto, an art teacher for middle schoolers in Burlington, Iowa. You'll meet him at one point. He'll probably come on and talk. That's pretty much me. I guess, how about you, Tom? Your turn.
Yeah, I'm Brian. I've been collecting since early 80s.
Rookie.
I wasn't born until 75.
Okay, that's true.
Okay. Started with G.I. Joe 3-packs from Kmart. That seems to be a running thing for everybody. Those 3-packs. Loved my G.I. Joes. Grew up in a small town. Didn't even have a pop machine in my town. 150 people.
Wow.
Yard sales. I would hit up yard sales with my grandma or my mom. And I got one of the big collector's edition Secret Origins of Supervillains. And I was hooked.
Yeah.
I'm primarily a DC guy. I love my Marvel, but I'm a DC guy mostly.
That works. I'll be loving on Marvel. You'll be loving on DC. We'll even it out.
Exactly. I mean, I love them both, but I'm pretty much I love comic history. Behind the scenes, love Golden Age stories, all that. I mean, I love the new stuff too, mostly.
That's a big mostly. Me too.
It's mostly love the new
There
stuff.
will be rants and raves about that.
Yes. We try to keep it positive. Flash is my guy. I've got a room to Flash. I've got a family, so I have just a little tiny area to play with. I have 2 sons. One of them, I tell him he's a loser. His name's Gunner. One of them, his name's Clark Wayne. Short.
That's
my
pretty
last
awesome.
name. So, yeah, of course.
I can't believe you got away with that.
Just this morning, kids rebel against their parents. Just this morning, I was told Spider-Man's my favorite after I bought him superhero underwear with Flash, Green Lantern, DC superhero.
Yeah.
He was like, I want Spider-Man. He's 3. So, but, I've been collecting, pretty much nonstop since.
Well, off and on, you went a couple of spots where you kind of
spots where
you didn't
dropped out. Right around the time my oldest was born.
And then they drug you back in.
They drug me back in, and then I dropped off for a little bit. But I went back and picked up most of the stuff I missed that I kind of wanted.
Oh, this is still recording. Yep, good.
Okay. Yeah, we're still playing around a little bit.
Yeah. Working out a few kinks and kind of see how things work and how we're going to do things.
But yeah, back in the 90s when Matt had his first shop, that's how we met.
Yep.
I was in high school, a road trip. I remember skipping school on Wednesdays. My senior year of high school, I never went to school on Wednesdays because we'd road trip to go pick up new comics.
Yep.
He was a bad influence on me.
I didn't know you were skipping school to do that.
Yeah, I was skipping school.
Now I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, no, he's bad influence, but it was fun.
It turned out mostly okay, so I'm good.
Well, it was Wednesdays or Tuesdays, because I think that's when the whole switch over from Tuesday to Wednesday happened.
Yeah.
Started out as Tuesday, then went to Wednesdays. Yeah, so we've been in it for a while.
Well, yeah. A lot of road tripping. We're on the road trip coming back from getting comics today. It's a Wednesday.
When you live far away from shops, you learn to road trip.
Yep.
It's the adventure. It's the hunt.
Always go every 2 weeks is the way we do it. And, at the Allied Creators Studio, that's my business with Tony Onesto and Nathan Weirrather. We do a comic book subscription service, and we do a prepay. They prepay their comics, and when they come in, they just come in and pick them up. We'll probably have ads for that during our little shots here, but it's nice. We're in a groove that we go every other Wednesday and pick up our new stuff. And I thought I'd be bad with waiting 2 weeks, because before I used to go to Cedar Rapids every Wednesday, and that's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for me. And I went every Wednesday, and I would not miss it. If there was a blizzard, I'd still go. Nowadays, if there's a blizzard, well, why don't we just wait till tomorrow? That'd be all right. And that's usually what I did. And now it's nice that it's every 2 weeks, and I'm good with it. Then you got a nice big old stack to read when you get home. I do like that.
Yeah, I like the 2 weeks. I tend to read a little bit digital too. Sometimes I can't wait for the physical, but I need that physical one in my hand too for most of them.
That's me.
So,
I
sometimes get them both.
I like digital for reference.
Yes.
If I want to look something up quick and I don't have my issue handy, I like being able to jump on and, oh, there it is. I'm great with that. That's great. But actually reading a comic, I still got to have it in my hand. It just doesn't seem right without it.
If you're listening to this, you're probably in the comic. It's like you own something, like own history.
Yes.
Like you get an old key issue and you get it. It's like,
I've got something.
I've got something, It sparks something inside you. You'd be like, this is Juggernaut's first appearance.
Yeah.
It's like you feel it within
you. Yep. It's awesome. Especially when you find those good ones like that.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's the collector part of a human being.
Yes.
Most people
have some kind of collector in them. Might be thimbles, it might be, shot glasses or spoons from every state, something. But everybody likes something usually.
The wife conversation for me is always, everybody has their thing. Everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends will hunt, or they fish, or they have all these fancy four-wheelers, or race cars, or guns. I collect comic books. I'm gonna spend my extra money on comic books. I'm not going out every weekend and partying, getting drunk.
Nope.
Cool.
Yep.
I like my comics.
Yep, I'm boring. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I don't party. I don't do any of that. I'm either home sleeping, at work working, or at the studio drawing or writing or something. That's pretty much it. It's sad, but it works.
That's with me.
And you work and sleep.
I work, I sleep, I got 2 boys.
Yeah.
So I road trip with him once every 4 weeks, because that way I can drop one off at daycare on the day we go.
Yep.
I have Wednesdays off. I've always tried to have Wednesdays off.
That's the one thing about comic book collectors. Most of us try that really hard.
We try to get Wednesdays off. That's
Wednesday, Thursday, or if I have to, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'd rather have a day after I get comics, so I got a chance to read some and do mess with them for a day. But yeah, I always liked Wednesday and Thursday off.
I've always said comics isn't a hobby; it's a lifestyle.
It kind of is, yeah.
You go get your new stuff, or
that's all. It really is about the new stuff. I have been falling so much into loving the old stuff lately, though. Love going and finding old like Ghosts or House of Mystery or House of Secrets or any of those. Some of those old covers are just, wow, they're just awesome. When you really sit and look at them, you go, oh my God, that's crazy. And you think about the time that they were, published, and they kind of kicked now's ass. Yeah, it's awesome.
And I'm loving going and digging through 50-cent bins. I go crazy in the 50-cent bin. I've never organized my collection in my entire life until about a year ago. I finally got it all perfectly organized, all entered into an app on my phone, and then I realized I'm missing
this or that.
I'm missing that. I'm so close to getting the complete set.
All of them.
So now
Now the hunt is on.
The hunt's on. Well, a lot of these
are 50 centers.
They're 50 centers. And I refuse to go online.
Maybe $1 or $2, maybe, if you come across them,
With the hunt, the thrill of the hunt, online's almost made it too easy.
Yes.
Because I can just get online and order it.
It's more fun finding it.
It is. And I'm doing it on the cheap.
Looking through a box and going, oh my God, there it is.
I know.
Oh, I want that one.
We've been in the game long enough. We know if you want something that's not a super expensive key,
yes,
wait.
And even those will come along sometime.
Yeah.
It haunt your local comic book store. Find your favorite comic book store and be with them. Tell the owner what you like and what you want and some of the stuff that you're looking for, because more than likely they're going to come across it. And if it's in their head where they go, oh, Brian's looking for a Flash 110, the first Kid Flash. I just got one in. It's really rough shape, but that's kind of what he wants. This is sold, And with comic book owners, like when I was a comic book store owner, it's you have to learn who your customers are and what they like. So if you know somebody's looking for Marvel G.I. Joes and somebody comes in with a whole bunch of Marvel G.I. Joes, you probably have an idea that, hey, some of these will probably sell to him. So if I can get it for a decent price, I can give it to him for a decent price, and there you go. So always go to your local comic book store and talk to them and purchase from them, because if we don't, we're going to end up losing them all.
And that's the big thing. If you go to a comic shop, I talk to people.
Yep.
Connect with people. Too many
because
times,
they might end up having something that you're looking for, and they've got two.
Exactly.
They'll trade you.
And you learn. I mean, how many times have I been turned on to a new
series.
Comic?
Yep.
Because I was talking to such and such. Hey, you get to talking. And
I might have told you a couple
over the years. But you get to talking, and you realize if someone's standing in a comic book store looking at comics, 9 out of 10 times you're going to get along.
You're going to talk to them about comics, and they're going to talk to you about comics.
Yes, because and it's always good to hear new and different things.
Yes,
and talk to people, connect to people. It can be a social thing.
Didn't you tell me about Sandman? Weren't you the one that caught me on Sandman?
I think so.
Then was it I told you about Shade, or you told me about Shade?
No,
too?
You told me about Shade.
Okay.
And this was like 93, 92,
And who got who on Preacher?
I think I got you on Preacher.
I kind of thought so, because you did end up saying, hey, that was really good.
Yeah, I think because I bought the first trade. I'm like, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah. That's it. And that's one of the fun parts about, knowing other people and you can talk to them about comics. Because I can't really talk to my brother because he's toys. I talk to him about comic books and it pretty much goes over his head. And the same thing of him talking to me about toys. I'm kind of the same way. It's like, well, most of the toys he gets are kind of the same, that I like, superhero or Transformers or stuff like that. So I'm okay in there, but it's so much different. Like when we sit and talk, we talk about everything. All comics.
Yeah.
Hey, this was good. Oh, wow, I'll have to check that. It's awesome to be able to talk to somebody and they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. There's too many times in my life that I've been like, oh, I've moved far away, and it's like, it's just, basically my wife and kids or what have you. And like, there's nobody I can talk to about comic books,
Yep.
So now it's like, oh, awesome. I can talk to somebody about it because that's what I like.
And this is a pretty good time for comic books with all the TV shows and movies and everything that's out. That really helps because a lot more people are kind of interested.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Brian, I hear you're big into comic books.
Oh, yeah.
What's that Flash TV show? Is that any good?
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I get that all the time.
There's the picture floating around the internet that's Batman sitting on the Mobius chair.
Yeah.
And like that nowadays, that's who I am to my non-comic friends.
Yes. Yep. The all knowledge.
Yeah,
yes.
I was sitting watching football playoffs one night just a few weeks ago with some of my buddies, and we're watching football. Well, it changes. They're asking, who's this Adam Warlock guy? So I have to give a complete history of that, and then it goes in. Before we realize it, almost everybody in the bar is talking and asking questions about comic books. Nobody's paying attention to even the football playoffs.
Yep.
So it's interesting times we live in.
Yes, that's really cool.
The most magical time to be a nerd.
Yes, it really is. Yep.
I tell people.
That's so neat. With this podcast, hopefully we'll let people know about different series that maybe you haven't thought about, or maybe a movie you haven't seen, an older movie that, oh gee, I heard about that. Wonder if it was any good. Whenever we do any reviews or anything, if we say we like it or don't like it, we'll tell you why we like it or don't like it. We're not just going to tell you, yeah, don't get that, it's stupid.
Or those horrible reviews where they basically just recap what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
that doesn't tell me why you liked it or not.
Doesn't tell me why you don't like it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that either.
No.
So.
And we will be spoilers. So if we're talking about a comic book, we're going to tell you what happens in the comic book. If there's a big reveal or something, yeah, we're going to say it. We will try to say, okay, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, either take your earphones out or, jump ahead a little bit and come back and listen after you've read it. But most of the stuff that we'll be doing will be stuff that's been out for a while, so it won't be any kind of big surprise. Hopefully everybody reads everything that we talk about. If not, like I said, we'll have it in the show notes or we'll talk about it when we first start, that you'll know what we're going to review or be into. That way you can go, oh, I haven't read that yet, I better wait on this episode. That's fine. Kind of something we've been talking about for a little while and finally ready to start it up. So you got anything pretty much, or that's good for our start?
I think that's good.
Because I want to get this in the computer and maybe do a little editing and see how that goes and see if we can come out all right and have something to at least start with. Give a test run for practice, I guess.
Yep.
So all right, until next time, see you later.
Thanks.